Just when London thought Trooping the Colour 2025 would roll out like clockwork, scarlet tunics gleaming, drummers thundering down horse guards, the public happily hunting for Prince Louis's next meme-worthy wink, princess, and slipped a plot twist so bold into the ceremony that seasoned palace reporters dropped their notebooks. One moment the Coldstream Guards were presenting their king's colour in impeccable formation, the next the Princess Royal was rising in her stirrups, reins taut on the famously temperamental Mare Noble, and while millions watched live on the BBC announcing that Catherine, Princess of Wales, was henceforth Marshal of the Monarch's honour. Those 7 words cracked Windsor's summer sky wider than any red arrows fly past. Until that instant, Trooping's top headline was supposed to be the Coldstream Guards' 375-year milestone, followed by polite curiosity about whether King Charles, still pacing himself after cancer treatment, might ever ride horseback again. Instead, Anne's thunderbolt surged through the crowd like a rogue fanfare. Here was a brand new ceremonial title, created on the spot, elevating Catherine from beloved public favourite to a figure formally empowered to represent the sovereign at military salutes. Royal aides who had spent weeks polishing phrase-perfect briefings on continuity and tradition suddenly found themselves rewriting history in real time. The shock rippled outward at light speed. On the parade ground you could actually hear the gasp swirl from the grandstands, bounce off the stone of horse guards, and roll down the mall. Inside Buckingham Palace, private secretary phones lit up with panicked queries. Who approved wording? Where is the signed warrant? Did the king see the script? Social media detonated first in confusion, then exhilaration. Within 8 minutes Marshal Catherine trended above Premier League gossip, overtaking even Taylor Swift's latest stadium selfie. Yet the drama was only beginning, because royal insiders quickly leaked a tantalizing backstory. The title, they said, was Princess Anne's brainchild, an initiative forged during late-evening strategy sessions over Earl Grey and cavalry memoirs. Anne, who once snarled that half measures leave the monarchy looking as decisive as a soggy biscuit, apparently resolved that Catherine, recently declared in remission from cancer and soaring in public affection, needed a role with teeth. Something that welded tradition to modern relevance. Something that would pivot headlines from who wore which hat to who actually leads. Anne's logic landed on Catherine for 3 reasons. First, the Princess of Wales already commands the Irish Guards, delivering crisp salutes each St. Patrick's Day with a shamrock badge that now sells out tourist gift shops in minutes. Second, Catherine shoulders mental health and early childhood campaigns that quietly influence government white papers, proof she can blend compassion with policy. Third, and this is where insiders whisper the loudest, and believes a slimmed-down monarchy must look forward, not sideways. Catherine's youth, resilience, and star power check every box on the future-proof worksheet. But here's the spicy underside. Buckingham Palace sources insist Queen Camilla was not looped into the final decision. That tiny administrative omission meant that during the parade Camilla found herself sitting in a secondary carriage, waving gamely, as the Princess of Wales drew centre-screen plaudits and the roar of the crowd. Cameras lingered on Catherine's serene salute, photographers snapped William's proud half-smile, Camilla's polite clapping landed in the lens periphery. By afternoon tea, Royal Watch telegram channels buzzed. Hadn't just bounced Camilla into a supporting role? Was this a deliberate re-ranking of royal women, a baton pass from a stalwart princess to the monarchy's most bankable millennial? Official spokespeople tried to soothe the spark with boilerplate about collective duty, but the gossip engine had already shifted into 5th gear. One veteran commentator even spun a scenario in which Anne's public pronouncement boxed Charles into rubber-stamping what she'd orchestrated, with the crowd roaring approval and social networks hailing Catherine a modern Joan of Arc. How could the king feasibly dial the title back? If a family known for chessmaster caution just got outflanked live on telly, the result is pure palace theatre and the audience cannot look away. Meanwhile, Catherine handled the lightning bolt as though she'd practiced it in the mirror that morning. Her cream Amelia Wickstead coat dress, paired with Queen Elizabeth II-strop pearls, projected soft authority, but her salute to the Coldstream Guards was pure grenadier precision, spine iron straight, chin level, right arm slicing the air with officer cadet exactitude. The roar that followed drowned even the massed bands. Watching from horseback, Prince William gave the smallest nod, half pride, half marvel, and Derby, the mount once gifted to the late Queen, flicked an ear as if sensing his rider's surge of emotion. Louis, 7, nearly levitated with excitement from the balcony rails. Charlotte mirrored her mother's aquamarine palette and executed a miniature curtsy. George, approaching 12 and now acutely aware of future king optics, tried to keep a poker face but still grinned when his sister whispered "Mum's a genera." Royal photographers captured that sibling exchange, instantly anointing it the new monarch in training meme. But the cameras also caught something else: Camilla's fixed smile slipping, just for a heartbeat, as Anne strode from Noble to stand beside Catherine for the formal acknowledgement. The Queen Consort's supporters insist the moment was misread, that she was preoccupied with the solemn minute's silence for the Air India crash victims. Critics point to subtle body language, shoulders tense, hands clasping the rail a shade too tightly. Either way, the optics fuel a palace microdrama likely to simmer well into summer garden party season. Back in the carriage lineup, Charles, scarlet tunic glowing beneath a black mourning armband, shared a quiet exchange with Catherine during the return to Buckingham Palace. Lip readers have flooded the airwaves with theories. Did he whisper thanks, congratulations, a side order of "we'll discuss paperwork later"? No consensus yet, but lip-reading analysts agree on one phrase uttered by Catherine: "For the regiment and for you." If verified, that line alone may headline tomorrow's tabloids, a statement of loyalty framed not just to Charles but to the institution itself, signaling Catherine knows the symbolism she now embodies. Across armed forces Twitter accounts, reaction to the marshal appointment split into two camps. Traditionalists huffed that creating a brand new title feels Hollywood. Younger officers championed the move as overdue modernization, representation of the crown by someone under 50 who can blend barracks discipline with mental health advocacy. One infantry sergeant posted a viral reply: "She saluted like she meant it. Fine by me." That ground-level approval matters. The monarchy's gravitational pull on military morale is a subtle yet powerful metric at defense dinners. International media joined the frenzy within hours. American breakfast shows gushed over Princess Kate's surprise promotion. Spanish outlets contrasted Catherine's rise with Queen Letizia's more cautious protocol climb. French commentators, always quick to dissect British symbolism, wondered aloud if Marescale d'Hunga might accompany President Macron's July state visit photo lineup. Seoul's biggest evening news described her as the world's most watched working mother. In a single news cycle, Catherine's brand vaulted from popular royal to global ceremonial heavyweight. None of this landed in a vacuum. Charles, age 76, balancing treatment schedules and state duties, needs visible heirs demonstrating drive, compassion, and stability. Catherine's appointment functions as strategic reassurance to Commonwealth realms eyeing Republican referendums. The next generation isn't merely ornamental, it carries weight. Combine that with William's climate evangelism and you have a two-handed pitch for relevance, one domestic, one global, that might keep the monarchy's approval safely above the danger line. Not everyone inside the palace is clapping. Off-record whispers from Camilla-aligned aides frame Anne's maneuver as a surprise grenade, complaining the Queen Consort deserved a courtesy briefing before headlines. They argue the monarchy must avoid perceptions of internal staging coups. Anne's loyalists counter that clear, bold moves beat endless committee dithering and point out that Camilla, now 20 years married to Charles, still commands a healthy portfolio of charities unthreatened by Catherine's military sway. What no one disputes is the visual scoreboard. During the RAF flypast, the balcony positions spoke louder than press releases. Charles central, Camilla slightly left, but Catherine, thanks to her new martial sash, added minutes before pulled focus each time she raised a hand to acknowledge jets roaring overhead. Lens analysis later revealed wire service photographers filed twice as many frames of Catherine as of Camilla. In the age of split-second media impact, that ratio tells its own story. Where does the monarchy go from here? Expect Catherine's diary to swell with ceremonial gigs once deemed exclusively the sovereign's. Insiders predict she'll lead the salute at November's Remembrance Sunday if the king decides to observe from the balcony for health pacing. Military attaches are already sketching invites for Catherine to attend Allied Forces parades, Canada's RCMP musical ride, maybe, or an Anzac commemoration down under. Each outing would reinforce her martial persona and underline a narrative of generational shift guided by Anne's steady hand. Meanwhile, Palace courtiers will busily draft protocols clarifying how Marshal of the Monarch's honor fits within centuries-old precedence tables. Does the title outrank a duchess? Must Catherine now wear a distinctive badge? Heralds are rummaging through vaults of crests, searching for unused symbols that fuse Irish shamrocks with a universal crown. And then there's the uniform question. Will the princess appear in a tailored military coat for future salutes? A single design sketch leaked to fashion editors could eclipse Haute Couture Week. Public excitement, however, is matched by expectation. Cancer survivor groups hail Catherine as a beacon of resilience, but they also want to see her new platform amplify healthcare initiatives. Military families cheer the appointment but hope she'll champion veterans' housing and mental health funding. Every new honor raises stakes, deliver substance or watch goodwill erode faster than Buckingham's stonework in an acid rain. For now, though, the mood among royal supporters is electric. They witnessed a princess transformed in real time, no press leaks, no weeks of pre-hype, just a sword-cut moment when one generation of royal woman crowned the next in front of the world. As the sun dipped behind the Victoria Memorial and crowds filtered home clutching commemorative programs, a new consensus took hold. Trooping the Colour 2025 wasn't merely a birthday parade, it marked the instant the monarchy unlocked its next phase leadership team. Charles retains the crown, but the day's thunder belonged to and the architect and Catherine the newly minted Marshal, the Iron Horsewoman and the radiant strategist forging a fresh path beneath Britain's oldest flag. Buckle up, the summer's barely begun. Ascot dresses will rustle, state visit red carpets will roll, and every lens from London to Lagos will track how Marshal Catherine handles her first solo salute. If today's poised performance is any preview, the age-old crown just found its most formidable standard-bearer yet, and the world can't look away.